The year is 2025. You've heard a lot about these strange, wacky sounding anime conventions and you want to give it a go. Or maybe you are a battle-hardened veteran with thousands of dollars of credit card debt to your name. Either way, I'm here to show you the ins and outs in the wacky world of anime conventions in 2025. So grab yourself a drink and a nice snack, sit down, relax, and get ready to learn about the world of anime conventions. The first battle starts before even leaving your door, and that is picking your character. Now, for a lot of people, this is the best part. You get to really pick any kind of person you want to be. Doesn't even have to be a person. You can be like an animal or like a object. I don't know. You can probably cosplay a sword. Maybe. I don't know. For your first con, you might want something pretty simple. Being comfortable is a huge thing at cons, and it can really determine your entire experience if you're running around in like 200 pounds of armor and just sweating your butt off. On the other hand, you might want to be someone more recognizable, so people are coming up to you, congratulating you on being this famous character, or you might want someone a little more obscure, a little more dear to your heart maybe. Great thing about these cons is you can be whoever you want to be. It doesn't even really have to be from an anime, despite the name of Anime Con. If you want to be someone, you can be them. Once you have your character selected, there's a lot of different ways you can go about actually acquiring the costume. Of course, you can buy one online. This is certainly a thing that I've done most times. It's definitely easier. It might cost more or less than creating it on your own, but of course creating on your own, there's a lot of passion that goes into it. You can really perfect it and make it exactly how you want to be. Of course, there are a lot of factors to consider, like money and quality and size and timing too if you're getting up close to the con date. So really it's just a matter of picking pros and cons and deciding what's best for you. Once you have your cosplay selected and made or purchased or however you're doing it, it's time to make the odyssey to this most holy of places. If it's far enough from you, you might want to get a hotel, and a lot of the places even let you stay at the convention, which is a total blast, and I recommend it if you can do it. Otherwise, if it's within driving distance, it's much cheaper to, just go for 1 day or 2 days and be able to drive from your home. On the way to the con, I encourage you to try some new things out. Whether it's new snacks for the road, new foods into a place you haven't been before, maybe a quick stop at some place you wouldn't otherwise have gone. These things are up to you, and I think trying new things on the way to this convention can really make it a wholly unique experience for you. For example, on the last con I went to, I tried the Wendy's Taki Fuego chicken sandwich thingy, and that was definitely a choice to do while on the road, and if you're curious on how that went, I made a YouTube short you can go check out. Little plug for you there. You see some... I'm kind of a bit of a YouTuber, if you couldn't tell. Eventually, your odyssey will conclude at the location of your con. Maybe it's at a huge convention center hotel, maybe it's in some rundown mall, maybe it's in someone's house. And if it is in someone's house, I would encourage you to maybe look into it, because that sounds scary. If you are staying in a hotel, this room is your sanctuary from the outside world for these next couple days. Who you let in and out of this room is going to determine the safety of this sanctuary for you personally. For example, if it's only friends and family that you're with, it's going to be a very nice bubble from the outside world, a place to stash your treasures of your adventures. But if you're letting a lot of people from the con in and out, strangers for example, this place might be a little bit of a hit or miss sanctuary. Now, you finally made it to the con. It's time to enter the fray. You wake up early, you get your costume on, you get your makeup on, you get your wig on, and you disappear from this normal human you are normally into this character. From here on out, the world is your oyster. You can hit the buyer's floor and just go crazy buying figures and plushies and shirts and all sorts of things. You're gonna meet all sorts of cosplayers, take photos, or you could go to the panels. A lot of cons have some really cool panels with maybe famous voice actors and actresses and otherwise reputable people in the industry. Sounds like the oven's going off. We're gonna wait for a second. This last con I went to even had a traditional Japanese tea ceremony that was a really nice break from the hustle and bustle of the outside world. Whatever you end up doing, it is entirely up to you. So you just gotta pick what sounds the most fun to you. Some panels get a little illicit in the evenings, and those, while they can be fun to check out, are definitely not for everyone. So just be sure to know what you're getting into, and remember that you can always leave if you don't feel comfortable. But I do encourage you to try new things. You're already in the shoes of someone else. You might as well try some things outside your usual comfort zone, like trying new foods, meeting new friends, and generally just getting outside your little box of comfort and trying out new things while you're in this new perspective, this new body, if you will. After all, you're already someone else. What better chance is there to broaden your horizons? And I think that's a really special thing about not just anime cons, but these conventions in general, that so many people who are usually finding comfort in things online are now able to all meet each other in these different outfits and kind of get to embody someone else. I think that's a really special thing. On the topic of trying new things, various substances are sure to make themselves known at these kinds of conventions. Now, your experience with those kinds of things are going to be entirely up to you. I would just encourage you to be very safe and cautious, and if you are trying anything new, make sure to be around very close friends. The late night activities at cons are just as fun sober as they are tweaking off a few gummies with the bros, but I do encourage you just to be safe. Things definitely do tend to get a little rowdy towards the evenings at these cons. I may or may not have won a twerking competition on stage during a burlesque competition. Of course, there's no proof of that because having your phone out was prohibited, so you'll just have to take my word on it. But probably for the best that nobody ever sees that anyways. Now, the sad part is eventually, whether it's just for the day or the whole weekend, your experience at the convention will come to an end. The last day is usually pretty mellow and sad as you're squeezing in last-minute purchases for gifts or things that you were considering buying for yourself, getting last-minute snacks for the road, and saying goodbyes to your new friends. You might even find an entire super cool arcade in your hotel you had no idea existed until the last minute, and you'll have to wait until next year to fully give it a try. But finally, you will say your final goodbyes, stuff all your new crap in your car, and hit the road once again. As you finally reach your home and find new places to cram all your things, you'll find yourself reflecting on the full experience. Who knows, maybe you'll make a YouTube video about it. Bust out a couple TikToks with the friends, who knows? That is up to you. But if you're like me, you'll be very excited for the next con. Maybe it's a year from now, maybe it's in the winter. But every convention is special, and I wish you the absolute best at wherever you're going, and to have a wonderful time. Let me know your experiences at anime conventions or just conventions in general in the comments below. I'm a very small YouTube channel, so I will almost certainly reply to every single one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to have you, and as always, go to bed earlier than you have been. I know you've not been getting enough sleep, because I definitely have not either. Bye-bye!